Hello everyone, welcome to today's class. So in today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to make this purse. It is actually a party purse. It can only just carry your phone and other essential. It's a very beautiful design. So if this is something you'd like to see, stay tuned to the channel and let's continue from here. So the first thing first is to draft out your pattern. I'm using a cardboard paper for my pattern drafting. So I'm going to be sharing the measurement with you. The overall width of the bag is actually 9 inches. Of the overall width of the purse is actually 9 inches. The first body is 3.5 inches. The bottom is 2 inches. The second body, of course, has to be the same as the first body, which is 3.5 inches, while the flap and the top is 5 inches. Okay, so that is the measurement. So from the 3.5 inches, which is the body, I am going to be removing 1 inches on both sides, so that I'm going to be using it to achieve my curve. So I went ahead and labeled all the parts of the body, so that part of the bag, so that you'll be able to understand while our class go on. So from the body part, I am going to be measuring 1 inches. Then I'll make a slant and stop exactly at where the line of the bottom starts from. So I'll just make the second side as well. So this is what it looks like, you see. Now from this part where the second body starts from, yes, that point, I'm going to be measuring another 1 inches. This is a very simple design. It's actually not difficult. Okay, so I'll make a slant again to the second line of where the bottom ends. Okay, so I'm going to show you what it looks like so that you understand what I'm saying, so that it's not be as if I'm speaking gibberish. So this is what you should have when you make your slant, so you are not touching the bottom. So you are going to make your slant towards the flap like this, the way you see I'm doing it like this. So at the end of the day, this is what your lines should look like. Okay, so now from this open end, because I don't want the bag to look squared, I'm going to be measuring 3/4 of an inch, not 1 inch is this time around, but 3/4 of an inch. Then I'm going to be using my free hand to just make a slight curve. You see the way I'm just using my free hand to just make a slight curve? It's because I don't want the front of the bag to look squared. It's going to be, I don't think it will be lovely, so I decided to do this. So at the end of the day, this is what all our design will look like. So in order to have accurate cut on both sides, I decided to fold my paper into 2 equal halves. Then I will now cut on the line. Okay, so you cut it this way, you cut this other one this way, then you cut the other one this way, then you go ahead and cut the curve as well. Okay, so after you're done, that's basically everything about the pattern. So this is what it should look like. So you go ahead and fold on your lines. Okay, you go ahead and fold on your lines. So now you are going to use this pattern paper to draft out on your carry board. Okay, I'm using a carry board here because this is actually a 100% no sew project. Okay, so I'm using a carry board. So I'm going to be using this pattern paper, which is the cardboard paper, for my lining piece, and I am going to be cutting and drafting it out on my cardboard paper, on my carry board rather. Okay, so this is my carry board. I have already drafted it out and I have already put my foam, because I like putting my foam on my carry board so that it will actually have a softer feel, because carry board are actually very stiff and very strong. Okay, so the pattern paper goes to the lining and the carry board goes to the actual fabric. So I am just going to be reminding you guys what our measurement is. We have 3.5 inches for the first and the second body, then we also have 2 inches for the bottom. So this paper that I cut out is actually a paper that is 3.5 inches in length and 4 inches in width. So I want, if you open the bag should be like 4 inches wide. Okay, I don't want the bag to be small inside. So that's why I cut out the gusset at 4 inches by 3.5 inches. Now from that 4 inches, I'm going to fold it into two. Okay, from the place where the 4 inches starts, I'm going to fold it into two. Then I'll measure 1 inches from the closed part. Then I'll make a slant like this and cut it out. I just hope you understand. Now at the end of the day, if you open it like this, you realize that this bottom part that is small is our initial 2 inches for the bottom, while the top is our 4 inches for the wideness of the bag that I want the bag to be. Okay, so you go ahead and put it on your material. I am using asoke here. You go ahead and put it on your material. Okay, now unlike the our other way of folding, we are only folding one part. Okay, we are only folding the part where our 4 inches is. That's the part we are folding. The place where our 2 inches is, we are not folding it. Okay, the place that we are folding is the place where our where our 4 inches is. That is where we are folding. The remaining part, we are not folding it. I'll show you why in a bit. So you go ahead and cut out the excess. Okay, make sure the excess you are leaving on this gusset, make sure it is actually 1 inches. Okay, make sure you are leaving 1 inches as the excess, not half inches. Make sure you are leaving 1 inches on all the three sides. Okay, so we are done with this. We are done with this part. So I'm going to be going through what I just said again so that you understand. Okay, so the part I am folding is the big part. Okay, so I'm just reducing all the excess fabric so that I will have 1 inches left. Okay, so that is what I'm doing. I'm just reducing it so that I have 1 inches left. Then I'll rub my gum like this. You see the way I'm rubbing my gum sufficient. Then I'll fold it like this. Okay, so I have folded the wider part. Okay, so I'm going to be rubbing gum on the remaining part of the fabric. Then I'll be placing it on my lining. So I think this one is even more explanatory than the first one I did. Okay, so I decided to show you guys how to do this over and over again so that it will be understandable. So you are folding the top part of the lining as well so that it will not be showing scatter. Okay, then you arrange it nicely. Then you go ahead and cut it out like this. Okay, you go ahead and cut it out like this. Okay, so now you can use your hammer to hit it so that everything will just stick just right. So this, if you like, you can go to your sewing machine and sew it. If you don't like, you can leave it like that. Now we are coming to the lining part. Okay, we've already wrapped the carryboard, so we are going to be wrapping our cardboard paper, which is our chipboard, on our lining piece. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you how to do this because I did not show you how to actually wrap the carryboard. So I'm going to be showing you how to actually wrap it using this lining so that you will not have issue while trying to wrap your own. So guys, because I'm not actually using leather, I'm using a fabric, a satin for the lining. This is how I am going to be wrapping it. I am not going to be cutting off anything. Instead, I'm going to be using my gum to fold all the sides together. Okay, all the midpoint. You see the way I'm using my gum to join it together? Yes, that is how I am going to be wrapping it. The reason is because I am using a satin. So I can't fold it the way I used to fold leather. okay, because satin are very very light, and they used to unravel, okay. So that is why I am folding it this way that you see I am folding the edge, okay. And the excess I have is actually 1 inches, not half inches, as if I am doing leather. So that is the same way I also wrap my asoke to the carry board, okay. So if you are using any material that is not leather, this is how you are going to be wrapping your piece, so that any part will not unravel after you finish your work, and your project will not get damaged on time, okay. So after you're done with that, you're going to use your hammer to hit it very well, so that everything will just relax, okay. So that everything will just relax. Very very essential everything relax. As you know, it is this bag is a no sew bag, so you need everything to relax, so that your work will not unravel when your client is carrying the bag. So this work actually, this a no sew project actually needs your agostic gum, your super glue, and you being generous, okay. So you're going to go ahead and sew the top of the bag, so that it will not fall off. That is if you have a sewing machine. But if you don't have a sewing machine, just that hammering that you did is actually enough. And if there is any place that is poking out, you can use your super glue to just secure your stitches. So this is just me. I am going to be putting my fastener, and after I put my fastener, then we'll go to the next step of the bag. So after we're done with the fastener part, now the next thing is to come and fix our gusset. So from the lining, you realize that some parts are stiff. So that part that is stiff is where the stiffener is. Then this excess part is where you are going to be rubbing your gum. Okay. So make sure you check it out by yourself. If possible, use a marker or a biro or a pencil or something to mark it out, so that you will know exactly where to put your gum, okay. So me, I'm just folding it like this. Okay, you see, I'm folding it like that and I'm using it as a guide. Then I'm going to rub my gum. Okay, then I will now leave it aside to breathe air. Okay, now for the lining part, I'm going to be turning it like this. Then I'll start from this inward part. I'll rub my gum. You see the way I'm rubbing my gum from the edge, I'm dragging it inside. Yes, this is because I don't want the lining to go up. Okay, so that's how you are going to do it your own too. Okay, so you now give it a little bit time to actually breathe air. Make sure you are putting enough gum. Very, very essential. Okay, make sure you are putting enough gum. Now for the handle of this bag, because it's the purses don't actually have bag. Instead they have chain. Okay, so this is my chain holder, and the chain I have here is a chain that has an already made hook, like it's an already made chain. This is how it's sold in the market, and these are actually chain holders. Okay, so what you are going to use to hold the chain holder is this. It's called a rivet, and this is a rivet plier that I'm going to be using to fix the um the um the chain holder to the eyelet. Okay, now after it has breathed air, the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do now is to know where to start from and just follow the shape of your pattern that is inside. Okay, so you do two sides first. You see that I'm folding it just to be sure of what I am doing, so that I will not go and make it too small or too big. So you follow the pattern, then you just fold. It's not a big deal. You are just folding. See the way I'm doing it. There's nothing extra to it. You just fold. So as long as your gum has breathed air, it's going to just stick to it. Okay, now you go ahead and do the same thing. You see the way I'm folding it. I'm just folding it just to get my piece together. Okay, you go ahead and place this side, then you place this second side. Okay, you place the second side, use your hand, one inside one outside, then you just press down. Okay, you press down. So while you are pressing down, of course there's going to be excess at the edge, so you trim what is trimmable and you leave the rest. So when you are done, this is what it should look like. So our side is covered. Okay, so I'm just pressing it down more so that it will not lose its shape. Okay, so you can trim what is trimmable so that it will not be bulky when you want to fix the outer piece, and you leave what is not necessarily to be trimmed. Okay, so it is very, very essential you don't over trim so that your work will not look rough. So after we are done with that, the next thing to do is to actually start coupling the bag. Okay, so we are going to be generous with our gum because this is what is going to be holding the bag together. Okay, so you press it down, then you start fixing. Okay, if your dimensions are right, it will just fit in like a socket. Okay, so just keep looking to see how I am just fixing it together. I'm just following the design, making sure both edges are equal. See the way I'm doing it. So if maybe you were fixing from one end and it was giving you issue, move to the other end, because I started from the flap, it was giving me issue, so I moved to the bottom piece. Then I just follow it line by line, step by step, and I would arrive at a very, very finite result. So I'm just using my scissors to just press down all the corners that my hand cannot press. So after we're done, this is what it looks like. You see our purse is already coming out. So after I was sure the thing was closing and my dimensions were right, I am now going to start fixing my chain holder. So the chain holder is going to be on the inside. So all you need to do is to just poke holes at the top of the bag. Then you insert your rivet inside the chain holder hole. Okay, then you make sure it's showing at the other end. Then you place the cover of the rivet. Then you use your plier, then you press it hard, press it with all your might so it will stick like this. Now the second way to go about it, in case you don't have your plier, your rivet plier, is to use an hammer. Okay, so I'm going to be repeating the same process. You press it down, make sure it's open, is at the other end, then you are going to be putting your cover. Okay, you put your cover, then you put your hammer and hit. Make sure you don't hit too hard or too soft, okay, so that the cover of the rivet will not will not go bad. Okay, so this is just me trying to put the cover of the rivet, and I am going to be placing it. Make sure you are using a stone or something strong. Okay, then you just hammer it. I'm not hammering it very strong. Okay, see, you just hammer it. You keep hammering till you are sure it won't fall off. Hammer. So that is that about it. So hammer, I'm just hammering for confirmation. So that is how to fix our eyelet. So after we're done with that, the next thing to do is to add our finishing touches. Maybe you want to do extra decoration. Then you now put your super glue to hold in any place that is opening, any place that is showing that gum no reach or the thing they remove. My dear, put super glue. That is the essence of the super glue. The super glue is for finishing touches. Okay, so put your super glue, but make sure everywhere stew first before you put your super glue. Make sure everything is right, everything is correct, everything is where it should be before you put your super glue, because if you put your super glue, that is the end. There's no correction or adjustments. Okay, so after we're done, that's basically everything about this class, guys. So you go ahead and put your chain, and that's basically everything about this class, guys. The bag came out lovely. I am going to be rocking it, of course, to church one of these days. So having said that, I hope you learned one or two from this tutorial. Feel free to drop any questions you have. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you guys in my next class. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.